So now, as I mentioned, I know everybody's done talking about it, and I get it, but it's a story. We got to discuss it. Snow White.
Oh,
It might even fail. It might even fail to hit $100 million at the domestic box office, as John was saying earlier. This is a bad weekend. 60% drop on this movie. Disney's latest live action remake, Snow White, now could be in danger of failing to reach the $100 million box office milestone in North America after taking in just $1.5 million on Friday.
Jesus.
Mark Cassidy says Disney's Snow White took in $1.5 million on Friday in the U.S., dropping 60% from its daily total 1 week ago. The movie is now in fourth place at the domestic box office. Video adaptation of Minecraft movie is immediately shot to number one and currently sits at 72 million, putting it in serious danger of failing to hit the 100 million milestone in North America. This would be a disastrous result for a film with a reported budget of 250 million. Snow White received mixed negative reviews from critics. It now dropped to 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, but audiences did seem to be getting a little more out of it, 71%. That said, CinemaScore recently revealed the movie earned a B+ grade, which isn't terrible by any means, but is reported the lowest ever CinemaScore for any live-action Disney remake. The studio's most recent offering, Mufasa, The Lion King, was given an A-. Last week, Variety published what may be considered to be a hit piece on Rachel Zegler, and the article definitely suggested the studio is at least partially laying the blame for Snow White's box office woes at the young actress's feet. Jonah Platt, son of Mark Platt, took to Instagram to defend his father in the wake of Variety's report that noted Platt, apparently at Disney's behest, flew to New York City in August to ask Zegler to remove a Free Palestine comment that she made on X while she was thanking Disney fans for watching the Snow White trailer. A commenter called Platt's father creepy as hell and said the producer's efforts to control Zegler's social media posts were uncalled for. You really want to do this? Platt responded to a since-deleted post. Yeah, my dad, the producer of an enormous piece of Disney IP with hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his 20-year-old employee for dragging her personal politics in the middle of promoting the movie, for which she signed a multi-million-dollar contract to get paid and do publicity for. He continued, this is called adult responsibility and accountability, and her actions clearly hurt the film's box office. Free speech does not mean you're allowed to say whatever you want in the private employment without repercussions. Tens of thousands of people worked on that film, and she hijacked the conversation for her own immature desires at the risk of the colleagues and crew and blue-collar workers who depend on that movie to be successful. Narcissism is not something to be coddled or encouraged. Disney Snow White is directed by Mark Webb, written by blah, 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 blah. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so there's so much more inside of this in general, but I want to go off of something that you said earlier, John.
Okay.
And, that is that Disney completely dropped the ball in general with this movie because the audience that saw Minecraft should have been the audience that saw Snow White. You and I maybe hold a little bit different opinions of why the movie failed. But I think that regardless, we both agree that it failed. It failed miserably. And I think that the movie itself had an opportunity to make a lot. What I think that Disney did, and I saw some people agreeing with these comments, what they did, because this is the same thing that they did when Solo bombed. They said, oh my God, scrap the Obi-Wan movie. Nobody wants to see single movies. No, nobody wants to see bad movies.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Nobody wants to see political statements made in the middle of promotion. Nobody wants to see nonsense. People want to see good movies. So they're like, oh, cancel Tangled. Cancel Tangled. Nobody wants to see it. If you make a good movie, because guess what? If Cinderella was lined up, if Cinderella wasn't happening, if it didn't happen when it did, and the same cast, Lily and Kenneth Branagh, and everybody was lined up, and it was the same exact movie, supposed to come out and supposed to be shot, Disney would have canceled it because of this. The audience would be like, "Oh, see, we don't need it," and they never would have seen it because they just cancel. Oh my God, what do we do? Cancel it! Cancel it! And this is what they should do on the studio, by the way. They should absolutely do something like this, because you can make good movies. You really can make good movies out of anything. Now, it's not easy to do so. And as they use in the studio, they use Greta Gerwig and Barbie as an example, right? You can make good movies out of anything, but it is not easy. You need the right team to do it. You need the right people. Don't give studio people credit. You need the right producers. Seth Rogen's character in the studio is an absolute idiot, by the way. How he's in charge of the studio. I love the show, by the way. I love the show. But how is he in charge? He's afraid to do everything. He's afraid to do anything. Anyway, I digress.
But it does say something that
yeah.
he said a lot of studio people reached out to him wondering if that was them that was being ridiculed, which tells you how this really works behind
It
the
shows
scenes.
you how it works. They kiss the feet of celebrity. They're afraid to talk to big wig directors. You got to make moves. You got to be decisive if you're going to be in that position. And it's those people who are that really succeed, right?
Yep.
So it's like, okay, so you have all these different things and all these different, okay, well, Snow White lost all this money.
Yeah.
We've dove John into exhaustion of why we both think it's, we don't have to go down that route. As the box office itself goes.
Yeah.
This is a major, major loss for Disney, and they definitely have to regroup.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I don't think canceling Tangled is the way to go. I think people do want to see live action versions of these. I'm going to show you the box office numbers of these live action ones that have done. I mean, even Mufasa, the sequel, made almost $800 million globally. So there is an interest in this stuff. Don't listen to the people who are crying about it on social media. It's like a small amount of people. Disney should not care about that. Disney should make these movies good. If you're going to do them well. And I think a lot of them have been done well. The Jungle Book was done well. Pete's Dragon is a good one. I like the Aladdin one. I know a lot of people don't like the Beauty and the Beast one, but I don't mind that one as well. Yeah, Little Mermaid, a little bit less so. Snow White, a little bit less so. So you've got to do better efforts in order to get people back in the theater and enjoy these live action films. I agree with you. Any political stuff is not necessary. You don't need to hang a lantern on your point of your movie. And certainly there was a point to that movie about a dictator turning people against her own people and against their own people. And so there is a commentary. Don't need to hang a lantern on it. Let it be what it is. And I'm sure there's a commentary in Minecraft. I haven't seen it. We'll see it tomorrow afternoon. I'm sure there's a commentary in Minecraft. So,
sure, but it's not
overt,
no,
right? It's just
it's
there.
not in your face. It's not in your face like any other movie.
Yeah.
And that is the point what you made before. Some of those movies, whether it's Beauty and the Beast, right? Which I also like. Lion King, which is essentially but it's just a remake.
A shot-by-shot remake. Yes, agreed.
It made over $1 billion.
Yes.
And so did Beauty and the Beast. Made a lot of money, right? Yep. Because and this is the thing, I would much rather take a complaint about people saying, well, Lion King was just a remake. It was just watch the original. I'm William Bibiani for the rep. So like if that's to me, I would take that complaint all day long.
Yeah.
If I'm looking in and going, but was it a success? And then some.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to, well, we took a shot and made it so different.
Yeah.
What happened? Nobody saw it and we lost $400 million.
Right.
Stop making the movies that people love. Stop making and trying to go you can add things to them. Cinderella, again, being an example. Yeah. Cinderella added stuff. Right. Yeah. I thought that Snow White added some stuff that I thought was a decent remake. There was other stuff that would change. It was going to piss people off. I guess because I thought it was going to be so terrible.
Yeah.
That I was like, whatever. Is it good? Will I ever watch it again? Probably not.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's like it's just that's the kind of the decision making that is it was bad. They missed bad. So but they got to hit with these other movies. Look, Thunderbolts just dropped a new trailer. I will not watch it because I don't want to know anything else about the movie.
Okay.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't know it was a new trailer. Yeah. I think Marvel Malaysia or Marvel Indonesia. I saw that there was something here. It was a minute 47, but I was like, oh, maybe it's not a new trailer. If it is, I'm going to react to it. So I'm not going to watch it right now. But
I don't blame you. I don't want to know anything about it. I'm not even going to react to it because normally those things don't do well anyway after like the fourth or fifth trailer. So, but either way, all right. Look, box office. What do you guys think about Snow White? Should they stop making live action remakes? Or should they say, look, this is just one circumstance? All right. Put your comments in there. Let me know.